As I was saying,
Winners
in the
don't
film,
use drugs.
That's right. Winners use Gymkata.
What's up? Back here with another viewer advisory. Gary, Jens, Cap.
Hey, man.
How's everyone doing?
yeah, doing good.
I know we have
Mr.
all,
Herman. Beijing Mr. Herman.
we've all wondered at some point, why don't they, like, when is there going to be a cross between martial arts and gymnastics?
And in 1985, that question was answered.
Thanks, Ronald Reagan. Couldn't have done it without you.
Gymkata, everybody. Gym motherfucking Kata.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's even a little bit of propaganda for the Star Wars program.
Yeah, it was Cold War without the Russian, right?
Right. It has these vaguely ambiguous pseudo-Turkish ethnic Eurasian people.
Oh, Eurasian, 2 continents for the price of 1.
That made up ass country is pretty mixed.
Yeah, I like what the caption said about it.
Made up Wakanda.
Yeah, Parmistan.
Oh, yeah, the cheesy.
Isn't that a cheese?
Parmistan.
All
right,
yeah.
so
judging by this country, it's a cheese from an animal that you don't want to eat.
All right, before we get into that whole shit,
Breathe.
This is a notoriously bad movie. I didn't think
it's still better than The Last Jedi.
I agree.
It's bad filming. The film was like really poor, like quality of film. And the lighting, it was one of them where it was like, oh yeah.
I think some maniac down the line has remastered this though.
Yeah, but it still can't look like Kubrick.
The copy we watched was shit, but I have a feeling some fucking psycho out there was like, we need a fucking remastered Gymkata.
Yeah. Well,
what if I look at a film that was shot on?
Yeah, well, I think what happened there was they had a choice to like cut budgets in that, and obviously they wanted the action good, which they did do the action good. Well, pretty good considering.
They needed horses, though. They were like, we need horses. Like, and
they had to sacrifice, I think, on good lighting and beginning intro, like because it was just
that beginning really, intro.
Yeah, it was really basic on it.
See, the people of Parmistan have barely settled down from being nomadic pastoralists. All right, that's the reason for all the horses and the
fancy hats.
Yeah, the horse riding ninjas and all the fezzes and turbans, and and those what do you call those? Like those Siberian hats where they got the fur on the edge. We had those too.
Siberian furry hats.
Yeah. Oh, and the Devo hats.
We had the Devo hats too later on.
Those are the best.
That was the ninjas that had the Devo hats.
Yeah.
What's up, Chris? How you doing, bro?
What's up, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they were I don't know, from the like an Egyptian dynasty with those hats. Or those like Phrygian caps, where it's kind of shaped like a funnel.
All right. Well, before we go into Parmistan,
what a country!
We get. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't get Yakov Smirnoff to be in this fucking movie.
Yeah. Well, early on, I was like, why didn't they just set it in Turkey? And then by the end, I'm like, oh yeah,
because Turkey had what they wanted their name completely far away from us.
Yeah,
that was my guess.
Any real country would sue them.
It was kind of like how Kazakhstan got pissed off at Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah. Like this movie is if they did that, but they gave it a fake name, and they just threw all the cultures together. What's up, Fester?
Hey, Fester.
Oh yeah, Robert Klaus.
The director.
Yeah, director of 1973's Enter the Dragon.
Yeah. Did you know that, Jens? The guy that directed this directed Enter the Dragon.
The
No,
best
but it does
martial
make-
arts film ever. And Enter
Yeah.
the Dragon.
Well, no, but it does make sense now. Like the plot line was that he's going to
To a foreign land, right? It's kind of similar,
Yeah.
right? Going to a
with
foreign
no
land.
guns allowed,
Yeah, I could see that.
and he's entering a tournament.
Yeah.
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 Well, yeah, we can get into later other movies that were clearly inspired by this movie.
What's up,
but-
Parrot? How you doing,
What's up,
Parrot?
Parrot?
As I said, yeah, Parrot. Yeah, as I said, the fighting in it was pretty good. Not the greatest because it was the 80s where they was having trouble getting that sort of like American style of filming.
He's also not a fighter. He's an Olympic. He's legit.
yeah,
an
yeah,
Olympist.
yeah,
He's not
yeah,
a fighter.
yeah, and the actor and all
Kurt
was
Thomas.
a gymnastic or a gymnast who was taught how to pretend he could do martial arts.
Yeah,
He
well,
does
I
kick
know
a lot of
the-
people in the face in this movie.
well,
Yeah.
I think they really trusted the director because some of his other movies are The Game of Death, well, which he finished, Black Belt Jones, Darker Than Amber, China O'Brien, and Jackie Chan's The Big Brawl.
China
And-
O'Brien, is
Yeah.
that Cynthia Rothrock?
I think so. And The Ultimate Warrior, set in post-apocalyptic New York.
Oh, but it doesn't star the Ultimate Warrior. I bet it's
No,
I bet you-
sadly no. Yeah,
What's up,
Cynthia
Gabe?
Rothrock, China O'Brien.
How you doing, Games?
Yeah, yeah,
What's up, games?
yeah, as I say, like it was
Hello.
well filmed, and that it was just the quality of the camera.
Thank you,
film
Games.
in it
I appreciate it.
was dodgy, I think, and lighting. The new they
Thank you,
couldn't
Jared.
afford big budget lighting.
The music was great, though. I thought
Oh,
that
yeah.
the chasing music, that shit was top notch.
Oh yeah. It had like simple motifs that would be repeated, but
Dun, 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 dun.
But I kind of like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, it's very Wagnerian.
So,
yeah.
Kurt Thomas,
Wagner. I've always
Well,
loved you.
I watched this film when it first got released in '89 or whatever.
oh, it's on VHS, you said. Now,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you said this, I never ever fucking saw this in any VHS store because I was we had memberships like at a couple different
Yeah,
places.
Yeah, you're 10 years younger than me, though, aren't you? Because
I'm 43. How much older are you?
5 years younger than me. 'Cause I'm like 47, like 48 nearly.
All right, before we get into depressing 40s age talk,
Depressing. That was the best decade off. You can't get laid in your 40s. Cut
40s?
it off.
Oh, I thought you meant the 1940s when you said the best decade.
Oh, swish. 1840s.
Hey, I just found another obscure movie made by this director called Golden Needles. And it's about a legendary statue has 7 gold needles inserted in it, and an adult man will become a sexual Superman when the needles are placed in the same position on his body.
This sounds like one I gotta watch.
Yeah, let's see, 1974.
Oh shit!
Music by Lalo Schifrin.
And what is it? Golden Needles?
Yeah, Golden Needles.
I'll have to remember that. So, all right, Jens, go ahead. Explain the plot because Jens came in late, so I rewound it. Jens, go ahead. What do we see in the beginning of
Right.
this?
Well, the plot is that this country has a nuclear device of a scanning nuclear device that's a part of the Star Wars sort of nuclear 80s sort of Cold War era sort of is a computer part anyway that
They
this
use
country-
lasers to shoot down ballistic missiles.
Yeah, I can't. Well,
Oh,
yeah.
something like that.
it was some kind of warning defense system, I think, that this country was doing.
Well, that was a real thing. It was a real American program.
Yeah, Reagan during the Reagan era.
Yeah, Reagan wanted to set it up around the Soviet Union so that we'd have like quick response time to shoot down ballistic missiles.
This was also in 1985. It was the height of the fucking Cold War.
Right.
Mhm.
And I think they wanted to. Well, in the movie, they wanted Parmistan to allow them to like set up a component or like a base for their for the Star Wars program, so they have one, close to the Soviet Union. And
But before we even find out about all that, we get the two details. We get the Olympic gymnast that we see doing the fucking the handlebars or whatever the fuck he's doing. He's doing his Olympic gymnast, in the dark. It looked like it's in the dark with a spotlight on him.
Yeah, with the chalked hands.
We see no crowd. We just see him doing this.
Yeah, very low budget because that's the intro with the names coming up.
While we see this, we get cuts of horses running. It keeps cutting back from the horses running and the guy running horses.
Yeah, as I say, they really fucking took like the beginning of the film and merged it in as cheap as possible to the intro of the film, and then it's like, there we go.
Yeah, because we're getting a lot of slow motion scenes of him on the bars.
Yeah,
meanwhile,
80% of the budget went on the hair products,
or the horses. I would say the hair product for the horses.
Yeah, well, the horses are meant to make you think of rural Asia, but
maybe the ninja costumes too, because there's a lot of ninja costumes.
Yeah,
and the horse thing that they disguise as a well at the end.
Oh, the pommel horse.
Yeah, but it's not. It's a well with sort of like because they did it good because they hid it like it looked like made it to look like a bit of a water fountain well thing that's got like handlebars to tie your fucking.
It was one part of the many convenient gym equipment that's placed.
Yeah, some of it though they didn't like the handlebar.
Certain areas.
But anyway, so the film starts off where you see spoilers, like it's his dad, and that you don't know it's his dad until like 5 minutes later, but it's his dad going through this game, which is a bit like the Running Man, where if you get to the end, you win prizes.
A lot more primitive. It's a lot more primitive than the Running Man, but still.
Yeah. And
it's kind of like Hunger Games with ninjas.
Yeah, you're getting chased by ninjas, but the head of this games who's not in charge, but he's the head security.
He's not one of the hunters either. He's not one of the hunters, but he's actually
he is sort of like one of the hunters because he's cheating, isn't he? And he's
we learned from the get-go. Zamir is an asshole. Zamir is Kenny Loggins on steroids.
And I forget what his name is, who plays him, but he's been in a few Jackie Chan films and that. He's good at martial arts because at the end fight and that he's
well, he did show off his size.
Jackie Chan was in Enter the Dragon for half a second.
Yeah,
he did show off his side skills.
So anyway, he kills Jim.
He kills it, man.
Dad, and that.
Richard Norton.
Richard Norton. Yeah, he's been in
with a spray tan.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
he does have
killed
spray tan.
His dad, and then you see this dude who's part of sort of CIA, FBI, intelligence, or whatever, recruiting the Gymkata dude, whatever his name was.
Cabot. Jonathan Cabot.
He's a generic G-man.
Right, yeah. Well, the G-man, he gets...
NPC.
enrolled into training up into this Gymkata competition thing.
Oh, he's like Colonel Troutman.
He decides to turn Jonathan Cabot's house into like a training facility. He's like, I'm sending these dudes here to stay with you and train you and beat the shit out of you. And then I'm bringing the princess of Parmistan here to pull out a knife on you every 5 fucking seconds. You want to make a sandwich? Boom, you get a knife pulled on you. You want to go to the bathroom? Boom, you get a knife pulled on you.
Yeah, this guy must have been best friends with his dad. You know?
Yeah. It's a bit like Remo Unarmed and Dangerous, but with a beard. As in the beard trainer. Well, anyway, he finds out that if he wins this competition, the prize that he gets for staying alive and not being killed is he gets any wish granted, and obviously he's going to wish for him to let the United States go in and plant a fucking base there to do their Star Wars program.
Star Wars program.
Yeah. And so
he also he gets to, after he cools that bitch off a little bit, he's like, okay, you're gonna keep pulling knives on me? And all of a sudden he's hanging there like 3 scenes later.
Whilst he's doing this backflip, forward flip sort of trick.
Oh, that's what it was, like, because she didn't say a word for like the first fucking 15 minutes of the movie. And he's even yelling at G-Man. He's yelling at the G-Man. He's like, she doesn't talk. She's pulling knives on me, blah, blah, blah. It's like, she's crazy. But you can tell he wants to fuck her, though. He went up to her. He goes up to her right away.
He starts to kick ass at the end of his montage.
But remember, he goes up to her right away when he meets her, and she fucking, like, she tries to, like, hog tie him and then karate chops him in the neck. And G-Man is like, don't trust anybody. It's like, okay, so I got this bitch in my house. Don't trust anybody, but this bitch who's going to fucking pull a knife on me.
Yeah.
Be in my house. Okay, thank you.
How could you tell he wanted to fuck her? He was a man breathing oxygen.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was hot. She was definitely hot.
I was going to say, unfortunately, she didn't get her tits out, which was a bit of a shame. But I was thinking, sorry, but like
Catchy Agbayani, that's her name.
Yeah, well, you was like proper drooling.
Yeah,
oh my God, she was in Playboy?
Yeah, she was in Playboy, and she won a beauty pageant that I will just call Miss Philippines.
She was in Playboy. My mind is blown.
Yeah, no, I'm in the process of looking that up right now. But yeah, no, she's cute and great hair.
But okay,
great hair.
She was a Playboy playmate in a movie, and she couldn't whip out one goddamn nipple. Come on. We watched the movie last week where there was like 4 Playboy playmates, and it was like a must that they pulled out their tits.
Yeah, no, she was a princess. You know the rules. It's the Madonna Whore complex.
I think it was a 15 and all.
Talk about Madonna and a whore. She's both.
All right.
Virgin.
Yeah, exactly, Darius. She was a princess, yet she's fucking wearing his dress shirt, massaging his back. Like,
yeah, in private, right?
At least it wasn't a foot massage.
Yeah, and that was the only time in the house she didn't. That's funny. She didn't pull a knife on him. Yeah.
He's also got that guy, the Asian guy there with him. Like,
what, the Israeli?
He's got the guy who's sitting there with the Falcon.
Oh yeah,
the Millennium Falcon.
Chilling there with the Falcon on his arm.
Yeah, well, there was like
Chewie.
You missed this one.
His trainers were like, there was the black guy with the gray sweats with the short beard, and then there was it was like an Asian guy. He's like martial arts man,
but he's
Krav Maga
sitting there with. He's got like a giant glove on, and there's just a falcon chilling on his arm while he's telling him to hear the sounds.
The falconer.
The hear the sounds thing comes into play later on when arrows start getting shot at him. Spoiler.
Yeah. Well, hey, they set it up to pay it off, you know, and which is good because this movie, it compresses the introduction a lot. Like, Slasher always says that he likes a movie that doesn't make you wait too long to get going. And this movie, it gets going. It gives you...
It's going pretty quick because there's people firing machine guns at him and like fucking within like, what, 12, 13 minutes?
Yeah, if that. No, because I think he already makes it to the other country within 10 minutes. Like, they don't even tell us that the girl's a princess when we first see her. She's just kind of there pulling a knife on him.
He does. G-Man tells him, the Princess of Rubali. He tells him, Princess Rubali from Parmistan.
Oh,
Princess Rhubarb.
Yeah.
Rubali.
Rhubarb Parmesan.
Yeah,
French
Rhubarb
custard.
Parmesan. Yeah, whose father is Mel Brooks and whose mother is Indonesian.
King Mel Brooks.
Yeah, but in real life, she's from the Philippines. But she's supposed to be vaguely Turkish in this movie. So, sure, it's a real melting pot, Parmistan.
Not Turkish, Parmistanian.
Yeah.
Parmistanian cheesy. Easy peasy cheese.
Right, and yet it's within 100 miles of Istanbul.
Not Constantinople.
No, it's Istanbul.
Byzantium. It's a fishing village. What?
Yeah, so was Dubai 30 years ago. Oy vey.
So Parmistan is like a very tough place to get into that G-Man's explaining to him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that place is old school. It's a rough life on the main streets of
Old
Parmistan.
school, like darky old school.
Yeah, like the market is basically the village of Agrabah from Aladdin.
It was 1985. No, they did not have Miami Vice in Parmistan.
Yeah, you get one establishing shot of of this city from the water. Supposedly the Black Sea, and it's got all the onion domes
It's not
and
literally
spires.
black.
No.
Yeah, the Caspian Sea ain't got Prince Caspian in it.
There's one black guy in this movie, and he's not in Parmistan.
Oh yeah, the trainer.
The trainer from the very beginning.
That's true. There were no black people competing in the game at the end.
Nope. There were only ethnically ambiguous people.
There was a lot of racially androgynous. Yes,
Yeah.
there was a lot of racially androgynous people in this movie.
Yeah, like Fez from that 70s show. Where are
That
you
guy-
from again?
That guy in the game, right? The one guy he was in the game. I couldn't tell. It's like, are you Hawaiian? Are you Spanish?
Well, it's funny because to me he actually looked a lot like Fez, and the running joke with Fez was that like no one ever knew where he was from. Well, now we know he was from Parmistan.
I also don't know what the fuck Thorg was. Thorg was a giant, ugly
You
beast.
don't know what the fuck a quarter pounder is.
Well, that's the funny thing is that everybody had a different accent, right? And like most of these guys sounded American. Thorg sounded American. Zamir sounded American, and then the Khan sounded Yiddish.
Zamir was kind of doing like a Frasier type, like trying to sound
Yeah.
American but British.
Yeah, that's not the voice I expected to come out of his mouth.
He's trying to sound like this. Like, okay, no, that's not a Parmistanian accent. I went to school with many Parmistanians. That's
There's
not
no such thing as a British accent anyway. What nonsense. Isn't that right, Jens?
Perfectly correct.
Why, I
I
man.
say, old B, this idea of a central British accent, I don't know about you, Jens. I think it's poppycock and nonsense. What?
Yes, totally made up in dreamland.
Cloud
Okay.
Cuckoo Land.
Cloud cuckoo land, you might say. Nice
What do you-
segue.
you say when you find Frasier's voice. How does Frasier sound like he's trying to? Does he sound?
I'm listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Giles, what is up with
Phrase.
you and that bitch wife of yours, you fucking cuck?
Nice.
Frasier, I only married her because she's my beard.
Yeah, him and his fucking brother.
Right. Don't they call that the Atlantic accent, where it's technically American, but it sounds British to other Americans?
Well,
Okay.
did you
Oh, the
know?
mid-Atlantic. It's like I'm flying over from New York to LA. I'm stopping over and I say, right, let's have a cup of tea and then go right back. All right.
Did you know Fraser's dad was English?
What? How dare you?
Yes.
He
But,
didn't earn it.
My lord, you mean he was faking the accent? What?
I'm afraid so.
An actor in the stables?
It's
Yeah.
funny because Martin Crane always sounded like such a blue collar American.
Well,
People can't just change their accents, Jens. That's ridiculous. No, you got me talking politics.
well, that's the magic of the thespian.
Well, you're not wrong, you're right. Anyway, Slasher, back to the movie. I'm sorry, did I break your concentration?
So, what did you think of this movie, Cap? From what you saw of it,
I liked her hair. I think the budget went on the hair. I think Discount Footloose was good, but no, that's a lady with the long black straight hair. She can fight, so she could just lay around. It's a
I found her
Hefner
Playboy
thing.
photos, by the way, and
wait,
great hair.
see him right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get shut down looking at some girl from Gymkata's tits online right now.
Yeah, it's I don't know, understated, I guess would be a good word,
All right, it was kind of a fun. It was like a spy adventure, right? It was a cool spy adventure.
Yeah, except for that total nightmare in the
Oh God, the village of the fucking crazy.
yeah, 2/3 of the way in. Yeah, that was like a whole different movie within the movie, which we can get to.
Well, also him getting out of where they landed because they didn't originally get to Parmistan. They got, what was it? The Caspian, someplace, Cabal, the Caspian Sea, whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They had to. Well, they didn't drop in from a halo jump. They took a boat, and they just sailed right up to not Istanbul on the Caspian Sea, and they were going to get smuggled in by the stork.
All right, we'll keep calling it not Istanbul.
Not Istanbul. Yeah, and the stork is, he's the guy, right? What people in the urban areas call the plug, and people in the suburbs call it the guy. He's got whatever you need. Call the guy. Well, in this place, the stork is the guy. Although with a name like the stork, it sounds like a guy who traffics in human babies, but. We never get confirmation or denial of that, but he's the guy.
Neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, he's the Eurasian equivalent of a coyote, right? He'll smuggle them in.
He has that boat too, so
yeah. You guys know what a coyote is, right?
Yeah.
He's that guy at Star Trek.
It's like a wolf/dog thing.
Yeah, but on the U.S. Mexico border.
You mean a human trafficking guy?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the guy that'll help you get from Mexico past the border into America. The coyote. So yeah, that's basically what the stork is doing for them to get into Parmistan. And of course, he sells all kinds of black market goods.
Weapons dealer.
Yeah, but no guns are allowed in Parmistan.
He
right?
gives him the speech that if you're caught with a gun, they'll shoot you on sight or like cut your head off or some shit like that. He said they'll kill you, and he basically says they'll kill you.
If you bring a gun, they'll shoot you. Then who shoots the people with the guns to shoot the people? Hank, what?
Right. It's an extremely paranoid.
If you bring a gun, we'll shoot you with what?
We see who will shoot you with the guns though later on though.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as the law, like if that's the Khan's law, that's extremely paranoid and hypocritical law. What is this, feudal Japan?
Yeah, but you got to think about it. He's not in charge, is he? And so even though his law is that there shouldn't be any guns,
laws are meant to be broken, right?
Well, yeah, you're right. It was technically Zamir's law, but we don't know that yet.
Yeah.
Well, it's not Zamir's law yet because Zamir has no unless. All right. Spoiler. Spoiler. The stork is a double agent. Spoiler.
Yeah.
What?
But the king, he's imprisoned, isn't he? He don't know what's going on. He thinks everything's being run as he wants it to be.
Yeah. The Khan doesn't know. But yeah, basically, Zamir somehow has control of what I guess I'll call the military by way of the ninjas. So I don't know if they're mercenaries or if they're actually like, the Royal Guard, but it's sort of like
I
the
think,
Shogun takeover of the Empire, right? Where
I think there was half sort of like his mates who he probably brought in, and half sort of like the people who are sort of like residents. But he trained them ninjas up to be loyal to him.
Right. And so it's what we see sometimes in the real world, a military coup, where if people high up in the military want to get rid of, or even in Imperial Rome, right, where the what they call them, the Palatine Guard,
Praetorian Guard.
Yeah, Praetorian Guard. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, like the Praetorian Guard.
Palpatine, though.
Right.
Your guard
he was
now.
singing and all, like spoilers, going to marry the king's daughter. So then he'd probably like. I think he was just waiting out for the king to die, and then he'd have took over, and everything would have gone to plan if it wasn't for that pesky gymnastic dude.
I would have gotten away with it too if that wasn't for that pesky gymnast.
When G-Man is in Cabot's house, though, he's giving him the rundown on Parmistan. He shows him a picture of Zamir. He tells him straight up, and they mention this like fucking 5 or 6 more times, that Zamir is trying to overthrow King Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They really do give us the exposition very efficiently. They give us all the info right up front.
Well, anyway, back to the storyline.
Yeah.
So, Gymkata dude, which I'm going to call him Gymkata dude because
that's basically what he is. So
yeah, he is having a lovely time browsing the fucking sort of
night out on town,
in the marketplace, where then this Arab-looking dude comes up to the Gymkata dude, asks if he's an American, where Gymkata dude replies yes, where he gets a slap in the face.
He like threw water on him or something, or a drink.
One of the two. I thought it was a slap in the face or punch in the face, but it was one of them that it like stunned him, didn't it? Because it was a cheap shot.
It was a slap in the face. How quickly I was replaced.
He threw something on him, and then
he threw some, or he slapped him in the face, but he didn't injure him. But
how could you kung fu me in the middle of dinner?
Well, anyway,
he's got 2 agents with him, like I guess as security while he's walking down the street with this white boy on town, white boy about town in Parmistan. The main piece of Parmistan, where white people are not invited, and you'll get shot with an arrow.
Yeah, you'll get arrowed.
While you're talking about anti-American rhetoric going on, like boom, all of a sudden, agent gets an arrow in his fucking chest.
Yeah, but and so Gymkata dude, he follows the dude who shot it, and that where he comes into 3 dudes.
And then we get our first gymnastics fight.
Yeah.
Our first official gymnastics fight.
Yeah. Gymkata at its finest.
He did a cartwheel and a backflip just so he could pick up a crate off the ground and hit someone with it.
Yeah.
That's not very useful.
That's showing off. That's an unnecessary flourish.
Right. The real athletics here is the endurance, because he just burns so much energy.
It's wasting energy.
Yeah. Well, but back at his house during the training, he was turning around by backflipping.
Yeah. And
he was doing that to mock the princess because she wasn't talking to him. So every time he was backflipping, he was doing like a girl's voice to make it like it was her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
that was him flirting with her.
Yeah, but gymnastics.
Look at me, I can backflip.
Is one of the most sort of like punishable on your muscles.
Hardcore training, yes.
Yeah. And so fucking all these gymnastics, they've got fucking they have to if they're gonna do good.
Yeah.
So they've got good fucking cardio and good muscle strength. And so once I learn how to fucking throw a few kicks, because he was supposed to have been trained in the martial arts sort of thing for this competition. So he was throwing some nice kicks and that. Not great, but some good,
Not really, but some of those kicks he was throwing were looking pretty fucking lame. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, I think it was one of them where he didn't want to hurt no one, and when you do real good martial arts,
I also noticed at the end a few times they slowed his kicks down.
Well, that's because he didn't want to hurt no one.
Well, was he the only one in the movie trained in Gymkata?
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if any of the. We don't really know. We don't know what the other guys in the game were trained in. Like,
what am I even talking about the training? I'm talking about why his martial arts weren't the greatest, and that's because when in martial arts,
he wasn't a fighter. Kurt Thomas, the actor, he's not a fighter. He's an Olympic gymnast.
Yeah, and so when you're a martial artist, you know how to kick, and he didn't, and he didn't want to hurt no one. And in martial art films, it is one of them where
restraint.
You're allowed to kick people in the face and that if it looks good on film, and the actor, you're kicking him, or the stuntman you're kicking in the face agrees to it. But obviously, they didn't go through that, and so like he ain't gonna probably risk booting someone in the face because he probably won't. Yeah,
Gymkata 6-4.
Also, he's not a fighter, so I totally understand why they would do that. He's not a fighter. Like, this guy was not a fucking.
I'm a lover, Michael, not a fighter.
Like, I'm sure when he was in the whatever competitions he was in, he was not using a pommel horse to kick 40 people in the face that was surrounding the pommel horse.
Yeah.
Although if the Olympics were like that, I think I would watch the Olympics more. That would be an awesome fucking Olympic event.
Oh yeah. If the competition was a bit like riding the bull, where it was seeing how long you could stay on the horse for. But anyway, so
hey Jens, there's a version you can do that with your girlfriends, right? You get your girlfriend to ride your reverse cowgirl, then you just shout out another girl's name, see how long she stays on.
Well, no, that don't work because
Janine!
whatever I say, she's so impressed with my manly manhood. She stays on. Anyway, so Gymkata,
I know, right?
After beating up them dudes,
oh, that's the worst.
Back
oh, Leilani! So what is this thing on?
Dead agents, and the princess has been kidnapped, and so that's when he goes back to see fucking Stork, who turns out not. Oh no.
No, Stork gives him the information on where she is.
Yeah. Where Stork tells him that
she's holed up in like some fucking mansion.
Stork.
I think it's some kind of embassy sort of thing. But anyway,
everyone has machine guns except that first guy. The first guy on the steps with the scarred face, he has an axe. Everyone else has machine guns.
It looks like that stairway room from The Matrix Reloaded with all the axes on the wall.
Yeah. Well, I think they realise that Gymkata's got a bit of fucking martial arts experience, and he's just took out their fucking head security dude with the axe. So they're like, fuck that, let's get the guns out.
Right. What the first person that comes at him has like a melee weapon. I think it was an axe.
Yeah. And he blocks it with the fucking fire extinguisher.
Yeah, which is conveniently there.
Yeah, but he took him out, didn't he? And then the dude who's got the bed prisoner, he's got a fucking
Oh yeah, she's sitting there in his office, like just sitting there looking all pissed off, like, damn, I got kidnapped. First of all, we didn't even see her get kidnapped. We just learned off screen that she got kidnapped.
That was good emoting, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, anyway,
project. You've got the ump. You've been kidnapped. You got the ump, the right ump. But your hair looks great.
She's hot.
She's hot.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as this is over, I'm looking up her pictures.
And then it was a case of the dude could see Gymkata well, he could hear Gymkata behind the door, and
Now,
so he's just
I like
like
how his
shooting
name is
through
just
the door.
transformed. His name is now just transformed to Gymkata. Now it's just Jim.
Gymkata, not of Mars.
It's like on his driver's license. Kata.
Yeah, Jim. Well, Jim,
Kata.
he's
Toby
fighting with the
Chew,
dude. Where the
Toby
other dude
Wong.
shoots through the door, shoots the guard who Jim's fighting with, who falls through the sort of like door, and then the bear chops the dude in his neck, and he drops the AK-47, where she kicks it to Gymkata, where the dude gets a machine gun, or no, he gets a gun out, but before he can shoot it, Gymkata shoots the shot of him with the AK-47.
And then
I've got a big AK with a 50-round clip, so why should we do it?
Like all of a sudden the gun's jammed or it's out of bullets or whatever, and he has to ditch it and run.
Well, I think he's realised, oh yeah, these fuckers, it's one rule for them, one rule for me. So if I start running
double
out of
standards.
Here,
one rule for me, one for thee.
Yeah, and so if I start running out of here, well, even the dude who did start running out of there with a machine gun, spoilers, he got shot at the end, and so he knew, like, oh yeah, I don't want to give any of the locals or police an excuse to kill us.
We get introduced to those weapons by Stork, and
one of them showing up for the White Cup.
Oh yeah, that knife was a bit of a waste, wasn't it? I thought that was good.
The shooting switchblade, that shit don't. Yeah. We don't see that again.
No, that was Chekhov's blade gun.
We don't see that again.
We just see that the princess likes it.
Yeah.
She's a knife chick.
Yeah, she's a knife freak.
Yeah.
She's a cutter.
Yeah.
She's a nice girl, but she'll cut ya.
Like Leilani.
Oh yeah, cut you through the heart. Oh, Captain, gonna take your heart. Oh, cutting it right out.
Yeah, when they went down, she definitely didn't have a knife on her because she wouldn't have been kidnapped if she had a knife on her.
Tell you what, though, power of manifesting. Anyway,
well, unless she hid the knife really well. I mean, it was a switchblade, so she could fold it up.
Oh, how well?
Well enough.
That Cabot could find it. I bet he'd find it right away.
Yeah, she'd open it. She'd hold a knife on her.
He's about to fucking go head first into her fucking. It just comes out like a switchblade. You got me, princess.
Yeah. Always be ready.
Don't trust anybody.
Yeah, that's a good metaphor for life right there. Okay. All right, yeah, so
then they go back, don't they, to fucking Stark, where Stark turns out to be not as fucking helpful because he pulls a gun out on him, doesn't he?
Yeah, like, why?
Not
why
very helpful.
Yeah, why is all the same stuff here? Why aren't you moving the stuff?
You haven't packed anything.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, she.
Right, so there's our excuse for why we don't get to see those other weapons. Then I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he pulls the gun on him, but before they can get shot and die, Stork gets shot. Bam! And sure enough, coming up in the beige trench coat, looking like Deep Throat. It's the
GI man.
Yeah.
Well, then he takes out two other guards that run in who was following Gymkata dude.
And before he comes out of the shadows and kills the other two guys.
Yeah.
I always said special intelligence should have been in charge of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old American jingoism.
Jingo Unchained.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was the Reagan era. Jingo Unchained. Yeah, let the Americans handle it. I'm from the government. I'm here to help.
He also tells them before that direct military intelligence is out of style.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Direct confrontation.
He asked him like, "Why don't you just send in troops? Direct military is status. Like, really? Okay."
Right. But what we can do is sell missiles to the Iranians by way of the Israelis, and then take that money.
We're gonna get some Olympian to fucking invade a country and do some espionage for us. Okay.
Yeah, we'll send the money through our black budget down to Nicaragua, and then we'll have them train a gymnast to do martial arts.
We'll send troops to Afghanistan and accidentally create the Taliban.
We'll call it Gymkata.
Nice.
Rambo 3.5. Gymkata.
We'll call it Rambo 3. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, hey, Taliban, pretty nice guys.
You saw him helping out the Taliban. No, it's a Mujahideen. They only want you when you're Mujahideen. When you're Taliban, you're no fun.
This is a bit Rambo being like, hey, Allahu Akbar, hey, yeah.
Hey, you're a freedom fighter. You're a terrorist. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Hey, I got no room to judge. I just got out of prison. But we'll forget about that. So they let him. Yeah. So
hey, moving on.
Hey.
Adrian.
Well, moving backwards because we forgot to talk about the bit where he's fighting against them dudes where
in
you
the
rushed
alley?
it. Yeah, where you rushed it. And forgot about the bit where he jumps up onto a fucking bar.
So more conveniently placed gym equipment, right?
It's like a parallel bar just in the alley.
Yeah, which is one of the favorite fucking scenes of Gymkata.
That's what I think that is my favorite scene of this movie.
It was supposed to be like a clothesline. I mean, it's in the middle of an alley. There's no doors anywhere.
The only thing,
there's no purpose other than what he did.
Yeah, the only thing I could explain it by is some plumber thought it'd be a good idea to put one plumbing pipe from one house across the fucking alleyway into another house for a laugh.
That was definitely not a plumbing pipe.
Right. It's a really skinny, flexible plumbing pipe.
Yeah. That's the only thing that could explain the reason why it was going to be there. But obviously, they didn't. It was just someone put a fucking nice. They're not called parallel bars are the ones. What he was at the beginning, I think. High bars. Called high bars. They just put a high bar there.
He just sees it and jumps towards it. The Scots is just
perfectly placed, isn't it?
Or somebody.
Yeah, well, he sort of like does some nice fucking swinging around and that and boots people in the face.
While he's waiting for them too, he's waiting for them doing this fucking swing.
Yeah. Well, if you ever played the game Ninja Garden or Ninja Gaiden. Well, the old 80s one where you'd swing, or an 90s one, you'd swing around the like lamppost, like that sort of thing.
Yeah,
and you could climb up walls too.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he starts booting the shit out of the people, and then he boots a biker who's just pedaling.
Well, first of all, every time he's hitting someone, it's going.
Oh yeah. The Foley effects were great.
Every time someone gets hit in this movie, it sounds like a firework is going off.
It's very satisfying. Right? Like even when the contact doesn't look very painful.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like it would make that sound, yet it does.
Yeah, but it does. That's the magic of Gymkata.
Yeah.
And he takes out like 4 of these guys in a row, 2 of them with fedoras, just spinning on the bar. They just run right up and get hit in the face, knocked out cold. And then he accidentally hits a 5th guy with a turban on accident. Just some
Because
guy riding a bike.
He was still swinging around after he took out all the bad guys. I guess he was expecting more bad guys. That some dude just comes down the alley. He comes down the alley on a bike.
I'm sorry, all you guys look alike. I didn't mean to.
And boom,
No.
to the face.
He was spinning around at the time, on he didn't have time to look. All he was doing was making
he was in the moment.
Anyone that was going to be coming around that corner, he was bolting him really hard in the face. And that's why he bolted that cyclist who was just a normal bystander.
He was in the zone and he couldn't stop.
Yeah, well, and as I think Sasha was saying, he didn't really know how many was going to be after him. So
he gets off the bars and like he consoles the guys, like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
yeah. He sees him, he's okay, and that seems like he's a bit concussed, but no major injuries, and then fucks off, and that's when he found.
I'm sorry, that scene was so funny. That dude just rode around the corner on his bike, boom, 2 feet right in his fucking face.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Sorry, I dislocated your jaw.
Well, anyway, then, so it goes back, sees there was the agent's dead, where they kidnapped the bed. He goes to fucking Stork tells him he's at the fucking embassy thing. He rescues her from the embassy with the guns and that. The dudes come out shooting and that. Then fucking goes back to fucking Stork, where Stork reveals to be a double agent sort of thing. And then G-Man comes in, shoots Stork and the other 2 dudes. And then G-Man sends...
well, then they go there, then they finally bail to go to Parmistan.
Yeah, well, he sends them. Well,
a whitewater rafting mission.
Yeah, sends them on the whitewater rafting mission, where they go down surfing and that. Well, surfing. Rapid fucking sailing, so down the rapids, whatever. Get to a place where they pull up, where there's a lot of ninjas.
He gets there quickly. They're not called rapids for nothing now, are they?
When we say they, we mean him and the princess, because G-Man ain't with him on that raft.
I think the princess and a guy like me could no.
All right, you gotta become an Olympic gymnast secret agent. She might like you.
Right, let's hit that gym. On the parallel bars, Jens. Anyway, back to you in the studio. Then, up the rapids, the ninja.
The parallel bars was at the beginning. The high bars is what he did. Was
the very first one that we see during the credits is the high bar.
No, the parallel bars, because they're parallel to each other at the side.
No, the very first one we saw was the high bar then.
No. Yeah. The first one is a parallel bar.
Just one bar that he goes on in the opening credits.
Right, the parallel bars are like about 5 foot high.
He's doing both of them in the opening
parallel to each other. The high bar is about 10 foot fucking high. That's why it's called the high bar. But anyway, so he's fighting against.
It is not ironically named.
Yeah, he's fighting against these ninjas who are fucking surrounding him. And that, and he's doing some nice fucking Gymkata fucking moves and that.
Is it really nice? Is some of it so nice?
And you was complaining, like these 2 was complaining that there's only one going at him at a time. Yeah, but that's because they didn't fucking want to pile him because he's got the ability to fucking
get there
and that shit. Yeah, and so the
I guess just getting there, in fact, is enough of a badge of honor, right? Because we don't know what happened to everyone else who showed up to Parmistan for the game. Maybe they went through the same shit.
No, the ninjas, there was taking the time because they didn't want to fucking pounce on him all at once because they thought they could take him out. But once he started taking out about 6 of them out of 8. Then 2 of them did take him out.
Well, he clubbed in the back of the head, and that's it for him.
Yeah, and so then he wakes up in a bed
next to a fat lady with no tongue.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Why'd she have no tongue? We'll never know.
Zamir probably cut it out.
Yeah,
Zamir cut out her tongue. That's what I would say.
Yeah, she saw too much, but he couldn't kill her. She just cut out her tongue.
Zamir is ruthless. We know that already.
He started talking about She-Hulk. But anyway, yeah.
Soy nerd bitches.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Gymkata dude, he gets out of the fucking bed and that shit, and fucking.
All right. Well, Zamir comes in and starts taunting him.
Yeah.
With his fucking General Zod uniform.
There you go, you discount General Zod looking motherfucker.
Fucking with his Barry Gibb General Zod crossover.
Ha 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 ha.
With
I'm
gonna go shagging the princess.
Got some steroids thrown in there too.
Yep, all shaved and oiled up.
Yeah, we see later on he's all fucking. I'm gonna take my silk robe off and do a sigh demonstration.
Yeah, thick beard, not a single chest hair.
All right.
His earring would probably get tangled up in it.
Go ahead. Explain the rest.
Okay, so then after the banquet and that, they have the demonstration of 3 prisoners who fucking are playing the game, which they get took out by the ninjas and that, because they're not looking in the best of shape. They're a bit shriveled and that. I don't know exactly how long they've been captured for, but they're not looking that great of health. And so they don't even get past climbing across the rope, because there's like 4 stages, weren't they? There was like, you had to like run across this sort of desert to get to these ropes, to climb up the ropes, and then get to these ropes where you had to climb across this big valley sort of cliffs, whatever they are, and then you had to get into this through this crazy sort of village, and then
the village of the crazies, which we hear explained a couple times.
Yeah, where you
or as I like to call it, home.
That's what happens when you put Jacinda Ardern in charge.
As I call it, New York
Village of the hypocrites.
Yeah, that's what Staten Island is like.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the next day it's fucking Gymkata's turn, innit? And then they're all like fucking. Oh no! Then I think it's the.
Wait, I stepped out for a second. Did we forget about the test trial run that the contestants got?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We just talked about it.
They just get to watch, like. And of course we've met the Khan, aka Mel Brooks, and but so all the new guys, including Gymkata, they just get to ride horses out and watch the game while everyone else fights for their lives.
Well, they've released 3 prisoners and have all the contestants of the game on the horses with rated out Barry Gibb to go on the horse ride, so he could show them the rules of the game. This motherfucker who is disobeying every single goddamn rule of the game is telling us how to play the game. Okay.
Yeah. And then there was a bit where he kidnapped the bird who couldn't speak on it, so he could talk to the princess bird.
Yeah, pulls a knife to her.
At knife point.
Yeah, puts a knife to her neck. It's like, take me to the princess.
It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, but that was after the banquet where he sees the sort of like dude who's like the champion of this sort of.
Yeah, I there was a mention of him that I missed, I guess. Thorg.
Yeah.
All right, he was late for the banquet. He shows up during the banquet. The banquet's already going on.
Hang on, is this where we get the dude that loses the battle and gets a seat at the table of champions? Hang on a minute. You lost. You should be at the table of soy.
Oh yeah. The Khan. This place looks like a medieval castle, in some ways, but it's in
ages.
Yeah, there's like a jester, and there's like there's big banquet tables made of wood.
Weekends we have Renaissance fairs.
Yeah,
there's a competition of ninjas putting nets on each other while they're on horses. We see for like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
these two ninjas have like these giant butterfly nets, and they're on horses.
Like a party at the castle, in like a Robin Hood movie, not a King Arthur, but like a Robin Hood movie. Or if you've seen anytime Star Trek
in the castle,
anytime Star Trek goes back to Sherwood Forest, it looked like that. Only in
hello, I'm Robin Hood.
There's people standing there holding cymbals, and there's some guy karate kicking them to make the fucking ching noise.
Yeah, it's just like kicking the cymbal.
It's that seemed like a pretty kicking party, man. I'd go to that party as long as I didn't have to get murdered the next day.
You'd host that party.
Well, I'm not a king yet, so
not yet.
I'll have to. There. I'll see how
you're the prince of our hearts
in Parmistan. Yeah. I'll definitely have to check out the Parmistanian situation because I stand with Parmistan.
Yeah,
the cheesiest of all the countries.
Delicious.
And Gymkata, dude.
You're just milk that's gone off.
The most delicious country I've ever heard
of. Where the king's saying that his dad did well, but didn't survive because he didn't do that good.
Well, he gets a couple of bombs dropped on him at the banquet. He gets the bomb of his dad is dead.
Yeah,
Question mark.
Well, he's like, my dad came here, and he's like, oh yeah.
We get the reveal that Zamir is going to marry the princess.
Oh yeah, and he's not happy about that. And Zamir immediately, he's like very protective of the princess. He's like,
he does his side demonstration. He shows off his fucking roid body and decides to do his martial arts weapon demonstration.
Oh yeah, with the size.
He throws 2 size right at Cabot's head, and Cabot doesn't even blink.
No. Oh yeah, Zamir's shirtless, of course.
And then Borg shows up late to the banquet, and Big Leagues Cabot. That was another part of it. That banquet was that whole banquet was to embarrass Cabot, I guess.
Yeah, but Cabot tells him without breaking a sweat. He goes, "Hey, why don't you put it back in your pants?" Because that's where he was keeping the size.
Remember, he gets up and tries to shake Thorg's hand, and Thorg Big Leagues him.
Yeah.
We got Thorg, this guy who we heard of, I guess, at one point before Cabot brought it. Cabot asked the other contestants, I think, before they went on the horses. He's like, "Where's Thorg?" So Thorg shows up and Big Leagues Cabot. And Cabot was like, "I've been a fan of you since Berlin." So I guess Thorg is an Olympic athlete. Thorg is a big, ugly motherfucker. He's Charles Bronson on steroids, on HGH.
Yeah, I thought he looked somewhere between Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler and the big guy from Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, Ogre?
Yeah, Ogre.
Ogre!
He did look a bit ogre-ish.
Hair pie. Pie.
Why do they call you Booger? I don't know.
Right, and Thorg is easily identifiable from a distance because he has these aluminum foil bracelets on at all times.
A headband.
Yeah, and a headband, a red headband with a silver triangle on it.
A little bit of the Jane Fonda workout influence coming in there.
And he's got like the work from Orc shirt, but
and a gray cable sweater vest. while everyone else is wearing like short sleeves and Adidas.
So he gets the sai thrown at his head. He doesn't flinch.
My Adidas when I go fight ninjas.
He's really defiant. Like, nah, I'm gonna win the game and I'm gonna bang this bitch.
But I mean, it's not just like the winner gets to bang the princess. I mean, that's not the prize. According to her,
bang the princess. He already did.
Well,
there is no way this bitch is on his back in his cabin in the Catskills or wherever the fuck he was, and she was on his back in a dress shirt and nothing else, giving him a massage. And then they turned over, started kissing, and then it cut away. So they
well, I'm just saying, like, it's not like whoever wins, like that they get to. According to her, the law is that whoever is the closest aide of the Khan will be allowed to marry the daughter of the Khan.
She just has a thing for guys that she could pull knives on, and they'll still be like, you know.
What woman doesn't?
They'll still be receptive.
Hey, you know, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. But yeah. So, but yeah, no, Zamir is super protective. He's like, yeah, she's betrothed to me. I will marry her, and you will stay away, Gymkata. You're not good enough.
Well, how awesome would have that been if his name was Gymkata?
I am marrying her, not you, Gymkata. Oh, yeah, Zamir? Smell my finger. I will kill you like I killed your father.
Second, Zamir. All right, what's everyone's opinion on Zamir?
Absolute tool.
Hang on, was that Justin Trudeau looking motherfucker?
No, Zamir is Barry Gibb on steroids.
Oh, Barry Gibb on steroids. Well, I think he looks like Zamir. He looks like Barry Gibb on steroids. Am I right?
Yeah, he's straight out of Tool Academy. You know, he's got that entitlement.
Oh, he's like the Johnny Lawrence of this movie.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm gonna have to start taking more notes. That's Zamir.
Have you
I thought his name was Billy Bob.
Have you ever gone to school with someone who was related to the royalty of a foreign country? And so they
all the time, pal.
Yeah, and so they just have this sense of entitlement to everything, and they're too good for everything. And yeah, I mean, that's Zamir. He's like, oh yeah, well, obviously, I will marry the princess because I am better than everyone.
I wonder if Zamir was native Parmistanians. I still wonder that.
What, made of Parmistanians?
Native.
Oh, native? I think he was supposed to be, but I mean, it's such a melting pot, you know?
Yeah, Parmistan is just like New York City in many ways.
Yeah. Yeah, except no cabs.
Yeah, no cabs.
Just one bicycle.
A lot of guns and psychos, but no cabs.
All the drivers are from Tajikistan, but that's enough about New York City.
Yeah.
Jens, what's your opinion on Zamir? Did you like Zamir as a bad guy?
Oh yeah.
Well, he left such an impression. I forgot his name immediately.
Yeah, he's a good villain. You just hate him, and the fact that he doesn't think he's doing anything wrong, nor does he care, just makes you hate him even more.
No, I think he knows he's doing stuff wrong. I just think he doesn't care.
No, yeah, he doesn't care. He's
just power hungry.
Right. He's like, we need to show them the rules. Like he's basically a sociopath because he's like, you know, he cares about the rules to the extent that the Khan is aware of it.
And he looks at the Khan and he's like, you look like fucking Mel Brooks with a toilet cover on your head, and I'm a fucking chiseled monster that could throw sai at people.
Yeah.
And I shoot people with arrows. Like I'm the man. You're a weak little old frail guy.
Right. Well, he's so manipulative, right? Because he keeps the Khan locked up and has basically usurped all of his power, and the Khan doesn't even realize it.
And he keeps saying he trusts him. He trusts him.
Yeah, I trust him. I trust Zamir. Right, and Zamir exploits that trust, and he's like, "Well, yeah, I mean, of course you try. I'm his most trusted aide, so of course I will marry his daughter." Like, but you're not trustworthy, you know. And if you, that's what the tongueless woman must have said. Like, you're a liar, Zamir. You're untrustworthy. So just cut her tongue out.
And boop, there goes your tongue.
Hang on, that's a bit meta. Are you trustworthy? Yes.
Yeah. Or that's the thing. Is like, you know, he's at that level where he doesn't really care whether he's right or wrong, or whether anyone really knows that he's like doing something right or wrong. He doesn't care. All that he cares about is
He
whether
doesn't care if it's wrong or if it's right.
Right.
Sam here, you'd have to put on the
all the
red
ninjas
light.
are
Right, yeah.
Oh, too. Every ninja is under his watch.
Yeah.
We learned that all the ninjas are Zamir's guys.
Yeah, all he cares about is that nobody is talking shit about him. Because that way, then he can get away with anything.
And he sabotages the game. Even from the first scene we see of him, he sabotages the game. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
Zamir,
He'll shoot you with an arrow. Even at the part where we're specifically told the rules are that you can't be shot with an arrow under these conditions.
Yeah, we got conditions for arrow shooting too.
Yeah, and the ninjas never speak, and they're just absolutely loyal to him. But the ninjas will follow the rules completely unless he wants them not to. And then they break the rules without question for him.
The flag ninjas. The flag ninjas are so stupid. I'm sorry. I know they have to point the direction. They're just kind of stupid.
You are, I told you that's what those for. To keep them in track to see what, like, they have them in marathons. They have like people in like when it's a little cross country fucking jog or something, so they all get lost and and end up.
Imagine if they had marathons where they start shooting arrows at you from the sidelines.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, talking about arrows getting shot at the sideline, this is where the day fucking begins with the fucking
game.
Yeah, with the game where fucking straight off Thingy gets smacked in the face, doesn't he, by what's his name?
Thorg. Yeah, all right. The game
Thorg.
starts and Thorg immediately breaks the rules. Thorg, like I don't remember how he knocked Cabot to the floor at first, but then he boots him in the face when he's on the floor.
Yeah, I think he either punched him or elbowed him or something. But yeah, and then it runs off and that, and then the games are like getting complete. Where Borg's taking out the other competitors because I think Borg he was placed there to make sure no one won apart from him.
Thorg.
Yeah, and then Thorg can like just ask for money or something.
Oh, so Thorg is a ringer? You're saying Thorg is a ringer?
Yeah. Okay. That's why he's taking out all the dudes, isn't he? Because I think he was planted.
That's true. I could see that.
So no one won.
He did show up late for the banquet. He didn't go on the trial run of the game. That's true.
Yeah, he's a ringer.
Really deep.
Yeah, and so fucking gets to a stage where fucking Bo he fucking takes out. Oh no, though.
All right. First, Zamir unleashes the dogs early, and Mel Brooks is flipping out.
Yeah, because he's like, it's not part of the rules.
Yeah, Thorg decides for him and the flag ninjas to go riding out on the horses to kill them all rather quickly. And
not give them that minute or two. That just went, give them about 10 seconds. And then, catches up, doesn't he, where fucking Gymkata dude, everyone's got up this rope, sort of, that's up a mountain cliff where he's climbing up it. Apart from one dude who gets shot by the ninjas.
Yep, that's where we get the rule of we get the rule breaking by Zamir. He gets one of the ninjas to shoot someone. All right, because Did we mention before that during the trial run of the game that one of the flag ninjas gets killed by their own people because he disobeyed the rules of the game, and Zamir tells the guy to kill him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's when the king's there with him, so he's trying to make out.
No, the king wasn't with them on that ride. On the trial run ride, the king wasn't with them.
All right. Well, it would probably to show the contestants want it like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna give you a fair chance.
But then when they get to the cliff during the actual game, then all of a sudden Zamir tells the fucking ninja to shoot the dude in the back while he's climbing up the rope.
Yeah, because then it's the games, isn't it? You don't care if the players know that it's rigged.
Zamir's an asshole.
Yeah, but yeah. Well, anyway, so as he's climbing up the rope, fucking, he sets fire to the rope Gymkata dude's climbing up.
The quickest burning rope in the world?
Yeah. Unless there was
doused in gasoline.
yeah, beforehand. Well, anyway, he gets to the top and that though.
Is that the one where he's climbing up and he has an orgasm?
No,
that's the later one. That's the later one.
It's such an imprint. I can't wait for that bit. Sorry, paging Mr. Herman. Paging Mr. Herman.
Where he's in between the two walls in the crazy village.
We'll let the captain know when that bit's up. I'll let you know, Captain.
It's such a big imprint. It's just it's all I can think about. Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
paging Mr. Herman. Paging Mr. Herman.
Yeah, I'll definitely let you know when we get to that bit. So, because we're sort of like nearly there, sort of thing. But well, anyway, so
yeah, when you get to the wall climbing orgasm scene, send me a telegram, will you? Jens? Thanks very much.
Well, it was action packed though, because that's what we all liked about it was it won't slow. Well, there was like the odd like talking bit where you had like 2 or 3 minutes of
talking bit as a fucking bit where they were yapping away off.
Yeah.
A talking bit.
When they were talking so bad, it wasn't like a fucking Marvel movie when they were talking. That's all I liked about it.
Yeah. So
that's actually how I plot my comic books. Like ultra violence, driving, chasing, talking bit, fucking, ultra violence, talking bit. End credits.
A little bit of humor is okay, but not with the fucking not with Marvel levels. My opinion.
Anyway, back to the film then. So he gets up the rope before it burns on fire. Then you see the other contestants. They've got to the other rope where it's a canyon. They've got to like climb across a rope. That's spanning across this canyon.
It's the same rope his dad got killed in the opening scene.
That his dad fell off. Well, he got shot, didn't he, with the arrow? But anyway.
It's also the same rope from the trial run of the game when they killed that the prisoner, where the ninja was like perched on the rope and he shot the arrow.
Yeah. This is where he lights it on fire.
No, the one that was lit on fire was the one to get up the cliff, not across the cliff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's crossing the chasm. Oh yeah, and he looks back because he does the whole like flip up onto the rope, gymnastic style, to see how close they are.
Yeah. Well, the others I've got a cross and that, and he's got halfway through, and then Thingy comes to cut the rope, but he cuts it. But
Zamir coming to cut the rope. He does cut it, but he does his like John McClane hang to the side and.
Well, he cuts it, but he's like too close to the other side for it to pay much effect, and so then he starts to climb up like the rope to the top, where there's a sort of ninja dude with a sword that's just
This was
about
where-
to chop his head off.
This
But he
was
don't.
where it went into super slow motion. When the ninja came at him as he climbed up the cliff, did you notice the super duper slow motion?
No, that might have been his mind. It might have been trying to portray the bit where his mind slowed down so he could be like.
All right,
Hang
well,
on, if
his
his mind slowed down, then the ninja would speed up. It's all relative. It's a question of weight ratios.
Oh well, yeah, he got in his mind. He got reality to slow down.
well,
So hang on. So the camera is an unreliable narrator. Hang on.
his,
Yeah.
his mind
So it's
definitely
not.
slowed down in the Village of the Crazies.
So
That's
it's not a real slowing down. It's a perceptual level slowing down.
Yeah.
well,
Good.
Well,
All right.
better
Glad
than
we're all clear on
Shield.
that.
maybe the Village of the
They
Crazies.
speeded Shield when she twerked. I'm sure they speeded her up. Shield could twerk. What's that?
Yeah, well, that's easy to do in CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll
anyway.
fix her in post. Yeah,
Well-
fucking airbrush her out the fucking shore, will you?
Airbrush everything out with a shield and
Exactly.
fucking,
Get rid of it all. Don't stop.
yeah, just blank page, please.
Oh look, paint drying. Oh, it's better than She-Hulk.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, paint drying in my eyes is better than Shield. Well, anyway, so he gets to the edge and then kicks off a ninja off the edge of the cliff who'll try to like chop him with a sword and that, and keeps going on where Thorg, he's got to a stage where he's fucking beating the shit out of a fucking, and this was a pretty good fight scene where one of the contestants starts to have a fight with Thorg. That Thorg
Okay,
fucking,
where Thorg fights the guy that actually legit looks Asian, right?
yeah.
Okay.
What
That
is
was,
Ray
the one, that was the one guy I was like, okay, this guy is Asian. I could tell.
What,
Yeah,
he's from
but
Tel Aviv.
Yeah, but Thorg, he
Turkish?
had a good fucking fighting sort of ability.
United Arab Emirates.
And he was
Iraq.
a big. He reminded me of like a Brock Lesnar, but because he was
Right.
real big, but he still could move.
Yeah, he was kind of like Charles Bronson meets Brock Lesnar. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he beats the shit out of the fucking dude, where he starts to then choke him out with a belt, doing fucking.
And the flag ninja is witnessing this.
Well, no, Gymkata dude done witnesses.
No, the flag ninja. The flag ninja is like.
Oh yeah.
Like when he chokes the dude out, the flag ninja like drops his flag, like he's depressed. He's like, I don't like this job anymore.
Yeah, like oh fuck, not another fucking merciless killing. Oh man. My mum had told me I should have studied harder.
Those flag ninjas look depressed though. There was quite a few of them. When people pass them, they're like, oh, another day.
Yeah, maybe they don't have tongues either.
Well,
they probably don't. You're right. They probably all have their tongues cut out.
Well, no, in real life, it was just because the shit fucking extras probably was bored to fuck on. And wasn't getting paid enough to look like there was sprightly ninjas. But in the film terms, yeah, you could say these ninjas got pretty depressed because there would have been minions and that, and they weren't allowed to speak her out, and there weren't no women on the island or out. And the women that was there was like pretty haggard.
Oh, they had some dime pieces there. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
They had all those toothless fat ladies.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it again, and you have to point them out. But, well, anyway, so Thorg, he kills fucking this dude and that, where then Gymkata dude, he fucking catches up and sees the dead fucking body of the dude that Thorg killed, and then Thorg gives that look to say, yeah, I killed him, sort of thing, where he knows him and Thorg are going to have a fight in that, where they do, where Thorg beats a bit of the shell because this dude ain't all that big, and
Yeah,
so
Thor is like a foot taller than him.
yeah, and so like get smacked around and that, but
then he
Gymkata
backs up a bit, and then he goes Gymkata on his ass.
No, Gymkata does a few kicks in that.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Remember, he backs up into the trees, and then that's when he starts going Gymkata. He starts to realize, hey, I gotta like stick and move with this guy.
No, that's the other dude. That ain't Thorg. You're thinking of.
No, when Gymkata is taking on Thor.
No, he doesn't. He fucking just kicks him in the tree because he sort of like uses the trees sort of
Speaking
like
of
so he
kicking,
can't hit him, and then boots him, and then he hears one of the ninjas playing arrow, which he ducks, and then it hits Thorg in the chest.
Yeah, that was the first thing with Thor, where Thor gets hit with an arrow.
That's where we're on, just after he killed the fucking contestant dude.
Jens.
What?
Sorry, quick commercial break. Nothing to do with the movie. Just check your DMs in a minute. 6 and a 4. Ha ha ha! All right, back to the show.
Okay. Well, anyway, Thorg, when he gets hit by the arrow, he fucking sort of like runs off, sort of thing, doesn't he? Because like he's injured and that.
Yeah,
and
we get the rewind of the Asian dude training Cabot in the beginning, or the listen to the wind or whatever the fuck he said then.
Yeah. And then Gymkata goes into the fucking village of the crazies, whatever it was called.
Sorry, I was mistaking his fight for when he backs up into the trees. I was mistaking the fight for when he fights Samir at the end.
Yeah. So I was saying that's at the end of it, sort of thing. But anyway, we're getting close to where Captain wants to figure. But anyway,
Best climb ever.
Yeah. Well, anyway, after he's had that fight with Thorg, and Thorg gets shot in the chest by one of the ninjas because Gymkata dude did the fucking winds in the trees and fucking ducked it, or the arrow in the air sort of sound. And then he goes on to where one of the flag ninjas like pointing to the place, and by this time he's a bit knackered because I think he's had to do like a 20-mile run whilst having to fight and fucking getting arrows shot at him and that. And so,
also, mind you, he's been fighting for like 3 days, 2 days before this too. He's not going in there fresh. He's been through some shit even before
but he's had a rest though by then because he was all fresh at the beginning. So like, but it's like a marathon. He's got to that wall stage.
Death marathon.
Yeah. Well, he's got to that marathon stage where he's hitting the wall a bit. Not literally yet, Captain. But anyway, and he's knackered. And he's singing, like the ninja flag does, pointing him to the village. So he goes into the village and that. And then he's having a look around, isn't he, where there's a load of like crazy nutters.
Remember when he walks into the village, the gate comes down immediately?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It comes down and drops him in immediately.
Yeah. Sam's down to say, look, you're not escaping.
You ain't getting out of here, motherfucker.
Yeah. It reminded me of Resident Evil 5. It
was kind of a video game type thing.
On Resident Evil 5, one of the levels was in this sort of like village where there's a lot of fucking crazy zombies and that.
Crazy zombies.
All right.
So anyway,
now we have entered the village of the crazies. Which other contestants in the game were talking about this.
Oh yeah.
We didn't see anything in the game past the cliff to cliff rope.
No,
this is at that point. So now we get
the first time.
We get
the first time we see it.
This is the descent into the underworld.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And then he's having a look around. seeing crazies and that, where he notices one of the contestants who's been he's skewed to like a wall or a door or some wooden. Well, he's definitely dead. He's got like one of these pickaxe, not but a fork. What do you call it? A thingy fork.
Fork.
A pitchfork.
Yeah, a pitchfork. Yeah, he's got a pitchfork run through his throat into like a wooden door. Yeah, he's definitely dead.
Definitely dead.
Yeah. There's no fucking.
I mean, what would you expect from a place called Village of Crazies?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, he definitely knows, because the thing is they're so crazy. They don't like any strangers that they'll kill them, and that is
smoke everywhere.
Yeah, well, that is the sort of hardness of that level, that all the village people are so crazy they will kill you, and so you better be able to rather duck, dive, or
they're all armed. Every one of them has some sort of blade weapon.
Oh yeah. A lot of axes. We believe that there's probably a lot of wood cutting for some reason.
Or we get that one dude who gets like a sickle in his stomach.
Yeah, and the one before it, he's got like a sickle and that, and he's trying to slash Gymkata, but he's missing in that. And then he's so crazy.
Okay, wait. This one. All right. He grabs the pipe, and then all of a sudden he starts bugging out, and he doesn't let go of the pipe. Does that mean that pipe was like boiling hot and melted his hand to it? What the fuck was that?
I don't know. It might have been, or it could have been one of them where in the like
cuts his own fucking hand off.
Yeah, well, pretty early on, so we know that like these people are messed up.
Yeah, well, the the storyboard art, it might have been one of them where they wanted it to be where, as he was fighting, he grabbed the pole and then tried to strike Gymkata dude back, then cut his own arm off. But if in the storyboard art, like they haven't put Gymkata dude there, they might have thought, oh well, just cut his own arm off because he's crazy. But anyway, he cuts his own arm off because, like, for some reason he got pissed off that he wasn't able to.
I think it was supposed to be that the pipe was fucking hot and his hand melted to the pipe. I don't know. Yeah. That's what I think it was. It didn't look like it didn't look like it because they made no like. There was no sizzling.
Maybe it was his rule of if he missed Gymkata 6 times, he had to cut off his own hand. I don't know.
Yeah, there's rules, man.
Yeah,
there's rules, Smokey.
They have more rules than Zamir does, I guess.
Well, anyway, then Gymkata. Well, Gymkata. Then he's getting a bit of a tension going, and so there's quite a few locals follow him, where he sees fucking Thorg, who's not dead. He's just sort of
he comes in all bloody and shit.
Yeah, where he's chasing fucking Gymkata, who goes into like a pig pen where he climbs over the pigs and climbs through a window where Thorg tries to follow him, but as Thorg grabs Gymkata's leg, Gymkata boots him in the head, which makes him like fall onto the ground where
he kicks him down.
Yeah, and there's 3 sort of village crazy nutters with pitchforks that just stab him to death.
And then bye Thorg.
Yeah, and Thorg's dead. And then Gymkata dude, he fucking gets into the middle of the village where there's a fucking well.
Okay, the Pommel Horse Stein.
Yeah, come fucking Pommel Horse.
Oh my god!
Which is
I'll be back in a second. I gotta run to the fucking kitchen real quick.
Hey, can you get me a grilled cheese sandwich?
I can't mail it. I can't afford to mail it to you. Sorry. My bad.
Well, this bit is what fucking Gymkata fucking had on its fucking like trailer and that too. It was like, oh yeah, and to be fair, they fucking do it well, even though it is where it's
Contrived.
cut. Yeah, it's cut like not to fuck, but it is cut because he beats up about fucking 20 people. But obviously, like he beat up 3, and then they'll cut it where he beats up another 3, and then they'll cut it where he beats up 4, then they'll cut it again where he beats up another 2, and that. And so he beats up about 20 dudes, and that, and they are coming at him pretty fucking poorly, like you do it seeing like chick fucking action films where the dudes have to. But they had the storyline of there was crazy nutters who was just like going in, even though they were seeing 15 of their friends getting booted in the face. Really,
they were also dressed worse than the Parmistanians.
Well, there was supposed to be the.
One guy who had the mask. He had the where he turns around and it looks like a face.
Mm.
And then he turns around and it says real.
That guy. Yeah, that's when it started getting like really surreal. Yeah, because this whole village, it is like a surreal vision. It feels like a nightmare, and there were some like classical like story beats throughout this movie, and this was the descent into the other world. Like,
yeah, well, this is what.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
like
noticed
hell.
that, didn't you, Darius?
Well,
Literally,
I did. I said it's like hell, and so it almost feels unreal. But he walks past some guy that just is standing there with an expressionless face, staring, and
wearing a robe.
And the guy turns around, and the face was just a mask on the back of the guy's head, and the front of his face is all like painted solid white, and just staring at him, and
he beats him up.
Yeah, and stares at Gymkata, and Gymkata doesn't see the guy, but instead he looks down the street in front of this like temple or church.
Oh, the ass guy.
Yeah, he sees a guy in an all white robe, and
He's weaving him over
yeah,
too.
and the white robe freaked me out because everyone in this town is crazy and dirty, and they're like the spirits of the damned, basically. But this guy's wearing an all white robe. I'm like, that's the scariest thing I've seen so far, given the context. He's waving him over, and then he just keeps waving him over, and he takes a couple steps. The guy turns around and walks up to the door of the church. He's got no ass on the robe, just his bare ass.
And then that's when Two-Face guy comes running up on him to attack him.
Yeah, he beats him up. And then there was that dude, what you were saying, Sasha, where he gets a scythe and he tries to like slash Gymkata dude with the scythe, but he misses and then just
hits his boy in the stomach. Yeah, he hits his boy in the stomach with it.
Yeah. And then
there was a lot of fucking killing in this movie.
Yeah, well then he goes on the horse thing, beats up like, and this is the class part of Gymkata where they showed this a lot, where it is a class scene, even though you clearly can tell that they've made the fucking well thing like a fucking pummel horse, just a horse thing. So, but it was great fucking scene that.
Conveniently placed gym equipment so he could show off his gym skills.
Great scene though. He beats up like 20 dudes.
Was it? It seemed way more than 20.
Wow, yeah. Well, yeah.
They kept coming at him and coming.
Well, one at a time.
But there were two. There was like one or two times. I think there was one or two times where more than one person came at him, and then there was.
Come on, lads, let's rush him. No, let's go one at a time. That's a much better idea.
What the ninjas did one at a time. These people were crazy. They did like two at a time.
The fuck?
Well, anyway, like after he's like realised that there's too many of them, he like breaks
coming at
out
one at a time.
Starts running down this alleyway.
That scene had to have been. It felt like it was like 3 minutes long.
I use concurrently and consecutively synonymously. They're synonymous.
Windmill kicking people in the face left and right.
Bill, they are not synonymous. We've got to go
Yeah.
at the same time. No, we're not.
Bam. Bam.
Well, this is where he's a bit
Bam.
knackered.
Bam.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry.
Well, at this stage, he's getting a bit knackered, and he knows there's so many that he's going to be there all day. So he like breaks free, sort of like runs, sees a little gap.
He's gonna be
runs
there
through
all
the
day.
alleyway.
If he doesn't stop kicking, he's gonna be there all day. Because there
Yeah.
seemed before, even after all the people he knocked out, there was still a lot more chasing him. It seemed.
Yeah.
It never
Well,
ended.
Well, I think like they didn't have enough extras, but it would have probably been like the full village, like a big, because like there was only about like 50 people, but there been like 200 people.
Village people.
Yeah, but anyway,
Crazy.
so yeah. Well, anyway, here's where we get into the captain's favourite scene. So he won. Yeah, here we go. So after he's bullied the shit out of these people and that, knows like, oh yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna be here all day. He sees a little gap in the crowd, breaks through the gap.
Right, yeah, he corners himself basically in between a very small, like what were you saying before? Yeah, that it was like Ninja Warrior, where you have to climb between the two close up walls. It was like Ninja Warrior.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
dogs and psychos coming after you.
Well, let me get there then, because fucking yeah. So he breaks
I'm
through
getting
the gap.
I'm getting
No,
there.
you're not letting me get there. And then when I'm just about to get there, you're like,
I'm going to mute you for a second. Jens, I don't want to run over 2 hours.
well, all right, then the end.
Not at 2 hours yet, Jens, but you could turn this into a 3-hour conversation. I'm just saying.
Well,
He
that's
got
because you was
cornered
interrupting
by the crazy.
I'm getting interrupted, and then I'm having to start again to explain what the situation is, how he's getting there.
Just want to do your 2 hours and then hit the showers.
Jens,
Shoot
go
a
ahead.
movie down
Go ahead,
and you don't send flowers.
Jens, go ahead.
Come on, Yeds.
Well, he gets through the gap, goes down the alley, gets to a dead end, and then starts to climb up the wall. There we go. That's what I was going to say, but you was fucking interrupting me so long. It took me so long to tell everyone that he gets to a dead end of a wall, so he has to climb up the wall like fucking ninjas fucking stuff.
That was already explained. We knew that. We knew that he got to the point with that wall. We said it already. This is what I was saying.
He climbs up the wall and
I think we should spend at least another 5 minutes analysing where the miscommunication happened.
Wait, now this is Cap's part. This is the part that Cap loved. This is the part
it's like Arnie down the gym. When I climb a wall, it's like I have a fucking orgasm.
Really slow motion. And he's struggling. First of all, this whole fucking crazy scene was it's like, how much of this was not slow motion?
Was it perceptual slow motion or actual reality slow motion?
I guess it was supposed to be a mental thing.
So are we seeing the slow motion or is the slow motion? Now is now, sir.
We're also hearing all the moaning.
Oh
yeah.
We were hearing the moaning when the crazies were assaulting him with bladed weapons. The first guy who came at him was making like noises like Prince.
I just want your extra time in a combat. Want to fight now?
So okay, go ahead, Jens.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, he gets to the top. His dad's up there at the top. He gives him a hand up,
reaches
says
the
like he's
climax.
alive, but then he gets shot by an arrow, which has a fight with the end dude where he does that thing where he
Has a
goes back
cigarette
to
and
the
a
tree
pizza.
and does a backflip, kills him, and that goes at the end with his dad because his dad's not dead, and
Fast
then
forward.
it's the end.
Very fast forward.
Yeah, there we go.
The flag ninja that saves him.
Fuck, that's a
A flag ninja's coming down to slowly save him. A flag
that's a
ninja.
sprightly review, Jens. I've had longer lasting sneezes.
It's coming to slowly kill him. Or is he? No, he gives him a hand.
Job.
No, he didn't give him a hand job at the top of it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
protected.
The ninja. Why? You think? All right. Well, he gets to the top of this thing, and now he's dead for sure. This ninja. Why is he helping him up? Is it the rules? Are gonna kill him properly? But no. It's his dad.
Like at first, maybe you thought it could have been one of the flag ninjas that's fed up with the breaking of the rules, who was just trying to save him.
Yeah. But
Or
no.
was the flag ninja on his trail the whole time?
I don't know. We never find out.
No, we don't.
No, but his dad's alive. He's alive. He's like, oh my god, Dad, what are you doing here? And then his dad literally says, he's like, that was a nightmare in hell.
He's alive. Arrow to the back.
Literally a nightmare in hell.
Right. Like, yeah, I said this is a nightmare. This is hell. And he's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're alive. Thank you so. I got so much to talk to you about. Dad gets hit with an arrow, and it's Zamir, and he's like, no, you son of a bitch. Like,
No, it was a ninja that Samir sent out. It was a
Right.
random ninja that was stalking in the grass.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, dude, he just found out his dad's alive. His dad just saved him, and he's already arrowed. I'm like, man, I'll be pissed. And Zamir's like, Zamir don't give a fuck. He just wants to keep this guy out of his way.
He don't want him touching that fucking princess.
No, he doesn't. Because he knows the princess likes Gymkata a lot more than she likes Zamir.
Also, the way she pulled his hand away from him at the banquet, that she's unwilling,
Right.
which means
Exactly.
he probably never fucks Zamir at all.
Yeah.
But she fucked Gymkata.
Yeah. It's like,
So Dad gets arrow to the back.
yeah. And Gymkata gets pissed.
Which is weird because later on, Dad gets arrow to the back. We thought he was dead. Apparently, he's not at the end.
Well, he's
Yeah.
masculine, isn't he? He's not so big. He can handle a 200-foot fall and a few arrows in the chest and back.
Well, he said he hit
He broke
trees.
his arm, didn't he? He broke his arm. He's like, oh, I fucked my arm up.
Yeah, he said he hit trees on the way down from the arrow.
Yeah.
Although there looked like there was nothing but rocks on the way down, so I don't know what the fuck trees he hit.
He's a survivor, like
He
Yen
said-
said.
He said he was being held by Zamir as a political bait or some shit like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
There were no trees down there.
No, it
That
was
was
just rocks.
all rocks. What the fuck tree did he hit?
It was a plot armor tree.
Yeah, maybe it was just a branch sticking out of the rock that he thought was a tree.
Or maybe it was a rock that he thought was a tree.
Or maybe it was
Yeah,
his
a
enormous
rock
cock
shaped like a
broke his
branch.
fall because he's such a man.
Yeah. He couldn't even tell that the leaves was quite hard for being
No, you know,
leaves.
he helicopter dicked on his way down.
Yeah.
It slowed his fall.
Yeah, like Tails from Sonic.
So how did he get the fucking? How did he get a ninja costume?
He'd have took out a ninja. He's fucking just survived a 200-foot
he was
fall
held
with an
as-
arrow. We
was
just
being
survived off a tree branch.
held as
He's
a
going to take out a ninja easy.
Yeah,
You see how hard his son was? You see what his son did? And that was his son.
But Jens, he was being held as a political prisoner by Zamir. We found out. How did he get out? How did he get out? And where the hell was he?
Because
Was
he went on the games, didn't he?
Fat women.
You get a chance to for your freedom if you play the games. That's why they give them 3 fucking convicts a chance.
He got screwed in the very beginning playing the game.
Yeah, well, he didn't know that, did he?
No, he didn't. But I'm saying he got screwed in the very beginning by Zamir playing the game.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have had a little bit of subplot of how his dad got out. Although I don't think this movie needed subplot.
No. It had a plot. It had just the right amount.
Because he fucking was willing to play the game.
But that makes no sense if Zamir was holding him as a political prisoner.
Yeah, because he's a convict. And so the only way a convict can escape is to play the game.
I mean,
don't play, you can't win.
I mean, sure, they needed that subplot of his dad being still alive in order to save him. Of course, they needed that.
Yeah, dude, I thought he was dead until the end because, everything kind of comes together at the end. But
then we get the showdown.
The showdown. This is the ultimate showdown.
Of who's going to take, what's her face home?
Princess Rulani?
Rubali.
Rubali, yeah.
Bailani.
Yeah. If only. Yeah.
Whose pictures I'm going to look up right as soon as this fucking stream is over.
Oh, yeah, I did that like an hour and a half ago. They're pretty good.
Yeah, send me the pictures, will you?
Yeah.
I wonder why you were quiet.
I'll swap you for a Leilani.
Oh, yeah. So the Khan, Mel Brooks, up in his gilded cage, is talking to the princess, in her bright red coat. And she's like, you got to get out of here. You shouldn't trust Samir. He's like, I trust him implicitly. He's never done me wrong, And she's like, you're a prisoner. And so he doesn't want to listen to her. So then she drops the coat and she's wearing an all black cat suit. And she's like, fine, I'll take care of myself. He's like, well, what are you doing?
Nice. She's looking nice too.
Oh, yeah. He's like, oh, hey, you're gonna make me schwitz over here. All right, fine, have it your way. And so they go down the stairs and immediately they get attacked by a ninja with a sword.
Well, she fights off a couple ninjas.
Right, but it proves that she was right, that he was a prisoner. But yeah, even the Khan picks up a weapon and starts fighting back.
Yeah,
it's very Mel Brooks.
Kills someone. He kills one of the ninjas with a sword, and then he comes out to the crowd. Arrgh! What the hell did they kept saying? Yakmala? Every time he was screaming at his people, he kept saying Yakmala.
Yakmala. Yakmala. That's what they say.
He tells all his citizens to kill the ninjas because they're Zamir's guys.
Yeah.
And they do it. They all pile on the ninjas and start killing them. Fucking them up.
Yeah, it's a government coup.
Insurrection.
Yeah, well, yeah, but from the military.
So then we get the final showdown between Zamir and Gymkata himself.
Yep.
Zamir's
fucking up Gymkata at first.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he does the Gymkata style, and Zamir is he's pretty confident, He's
the thing is he keeps going at Zamir like aggressive, and then Zamir's fucking him up. And then all of a sudden he backs up into the trees and then busts out more Gymkata. He's doing cartwheels into punches.
Oh, you did more than just bust out, didn't you, Major?
Yeah. No, go ahead. Yeah, he jumps up in the tree and he does the moves. I just remember he's doing very acrobatic moves. Zamir is not so much. She's more relying on.
He's doing like lucha libre moves.
Yeah.
He does like a flying crossbody, and then snap. He puts his head between, and Zamir dies between Cabot's legs. Gymkata kills him with the power of his leg.
The last thing he smells is the princess, and then he dies. Yeah, he like snaps his neck.
Good.
That way, even in death, he will know.
Zamir's a dick.
Total dick. Yeah, so he's a good villain because he's super hateable.
Yeah, he's one of those villains where like I can't wait till he dies. Where you're watching the movie, you're like, yeah, I can't wait till he dies.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
None of that complex moral ambiguity crap. Just, I hate that guy. Let's get him.
Yeah, let's arrest him. Let's arrest Zamir. That'll teach him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, I mean, you should have him kill just like anyone who had a gun. Execution. Do it the Chinese style. Death of 1,000 cuts.
I think every single person
death by 1,000 cuts.
Every single person who had a gun died in this movie, right? Well, not G-Man.
No, not the G-Man, no. But he's American. He's one of the good ones. Just let America handle this.
And then we get the triumphant horsey ride back into town while Mel Brooks is partying.
Yeah.
And he's got his dying father with the arrow in his back.
Right. He's riding in. He's still got the arrow in his back. And, he survives. So at this point, basically, everything's coming up Gymkata. Zamir's dead. The Khan's eyes are open. And Gymkata's father is alive, and they are reunited. And, Gymkata is presumably going to marry the princess and get a happy ending. Yakmala. What's up, Bone?
What's up, Bone? How you doing? Bone always has a tendency to show up when I'm trying to wrap up the stream.
Yeah, well,
But thank you, Bone. Thank you for
timing.
showing up.
Oh, that timing, man.
But and then we get the little blurb. He won the game, and then they give us that little paragraph that they set up the Star Wars satellite in good old Parmistan.
Yeah, that's the last thing that we're told. That's what we need to know. The important thing is that the United States government successfully installed the Star Wars program into not Latveria, Parmistan, and
Not Latveria.
Yeah, thereby ensuring peace in
for all
Eurasia.
eternity.
Yeah.
For all the world.
Yeah, because that's what America does.
Reagan, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, but we don't tell Reagan about all the dirty deeds because he needs plausible deniability.
Yep, he knew nothing.
Yeah.
Iran-Contra what? Oliver North what? Oh, nothing. It's fine now.
Yeah. I had no knowledge of anything happening in Nicaragua or anywhere else.
What CIA crack conspiracy? What are we talking about?
Yeah, win one for the Gipper.
All right. So, what'd you think of this, Darius?
It was surprisingly enjoyable for such a bad movie. I mean, it was a crap movie. It was based on a premise that was ludicrous. I mean, they got the right guy to do it. Get the Enter the Dragon guy to make this movie. If anyone can make it watchable, it's that guy.
It's Enter the Dragon guy.
Yeah, the director. And so it was.
Yeah, obviously not Bruce Lee.
Yeah, as a martial arts movie, it's not good because there weren't any real martial arts. but
Not really.
yeah, as a conceptual movie, like a hybridization of gymnastics and martial arts, it was a novel concept. It's experimental.
Martial arts and fighting.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it was experimental. It was sort of, it was a bit of a, no, I wouldn't call it campy. It was a bit of a kind of a pastiche of things. It didn't take itself too seriously, so no, it wasn't. It was not a good martial arts movie. Honestly, I thought it was better just as sort of an archetypal myth, if that makes sense. Just in the structure of the plot and the characters is very, very mythical, and like Joseph Campbell type stuff. It very much, you have the princess of the country. Our hero has the
French kiss the princess. The princess is your twin sister.
Yeah, our hero has to literally travel all the way into hell and back.
You see, the Death Star is actually a metaphor for the labyrinth. Oh, what, dude?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It even had Star Wars in it.
What do you think overall? This you give it your rating.
I give it a man. I mean, yeah, I guess I'll give it a 5 because the
5 out of 10.
Yeah.
5 out of 5.
Yeah, well, because I'll tell you what, that Village of the Crazies was a total break of continuity with the entire rest of the movie, and it was really weird. It was a break, well, not continuity, it was a break in tone because it was super. No, I'm not. That's not a bad thing. No, I'm setting it up.
What, a break in tone? Oh, I can't stand tonal breaks. Fucking. I gave you one job, movie. Stay tonally consistent, for fuck's sake.
Well, yeah, because the rest of the movie had been like an adventure movie, like almost Indiana Jones-esque up to that point, because a little bit of espionage. They gotta sneak into another country. Of course, there was like the training montage of like a 80s action movie. And then there's they got to sneak in another country, and they run into problems and stuff, and then
I ain't got time to cartwheel.
But that village is literally like a descent into hell, and it becomes nightmarish and surreal. And
5 out of 10.
Because it's going to give you nightmares, Darius.
5 is not 5 is not bad. I mean, 5 is like
I got you.
5 is 5.
Yeah, if we use the whole scale, I mean, 5 is like.
Captain, how do you do your ratings? Do you give a 5?
First thing is, anyone that uses fractions, just get the fuck out of here. The whole point is
thumbs up with thumbs down.
Yeah, just
no fucking fraction. I give it a 6.5. Really, I give it a 6.9872. Use whole numbers, motherfucker. That's all I care about. But beyond that, most people do use numbers or some kind of score A+ grading system. I use noises, Slasher. Thanks for asking. I use noises. I give this movie a That's my But generally speaking, the other thing is, one of the other criteria for a good movie is how hot is the brunette or black-haired female lead, and this pisses all over Total Recall. Only the first one though. I mean, she's not quite Jessica Biel, but come on, Playboy.
All right. I thought the brunette in Total Recall was hot, but I think this girl was hotter than her.
Well, she was slutty and demure. What do you want? The question is, did she exist? Yeah, she's real because I dreamt her. She's real because you dreamt her. Can you hit yourself, Mr. McSplitter?
It was funny. I always forget the brunette in that movie. I just remember Sharon Stone.
I know, right? Because as you know, I'm a brunette guy, but Sharon Stone.
That was Sharon Stone at her peak. Come on,
that was peak Stone before the dark times, before the surgery.
Oh,
sorry. Come on, that was a nice one.
Yuns,
she looked good up till Basic Instinct 2.
Yuns, you said you've seen this movie like multiple times before.
Yeah, like She-Hulk.
Yeah, well, it's got masculine action in it, and filming's a bit poor, as I say. But
can I just say briefly, sorry, but Jens never change.
Captain, let him talk.
8 out of 10. Great film, though.
8.
3 out of 10.
Yeah.
Nice.
8.
8. Yeah, I give
No
fucking,
fractions, you beauty.
I give fucking Snake Eater 3 8 out of 10. So
Wow, that's 8 out of 10. That's pretty good. You should go to IMDb and fucking help the rating of this fucking movie, I guess.
no, fuck
Yeah.
them side cunts. I don't
Yeah, you'll
understand
skew the
that.
grade point average
Them
immediately.
up
Mean,
shields.
median, and modal
Let 'em
scores will be
in their
fucked.
own site. Let them fucking read fucking
I just say thumbs up.
female.
I just say thumbs up or thumbs down, or whether I'd suggest this, whether it's a cheesy suggestion or a movie I think like someone, you know.
Cheesy suggestion, yeah. Don't eat brie.
Cheesy as fuck, bro. This is cheesy as fuck. It really is, but
Yeah.
it's got its 80s charm to it. I'll give it a thumbs up. I'd say thumbs up. I'd also say that like it depends on your tolerance for watching shitty low budget movies, whether you can actually get through it or not. But
Oh, dude, I would honestly watch it again.
this
Really?
is probably like the third or fourth time.
Rewatch.
Because a 5 out of 10 means it's shit. It's not, you're not going to watch that again.
No,
Look,
well,
as,
all right.
as long
all
as
right.
there's no fractions, I'm happy.
All right, I may have rated it a bit low, but I stand by it. I won't change it, but I think some of the movies I may have rated too high in the moment. But yeah, no, I mean, I would watch it again because it was enjoyable, but it wasn't like
This
Greg
is like
said about.
the first time I've seen this movie in my lifetime.
It's true. It did have a lot of action. That's true, and
I think
it had
what you
Hot
need to do
Princess.
there, Darius, is do a personal rating and the critical rating, where critically you see it a 5 out of 10, but personally, what do you see it as in?
The difference between favorite and best, I like it.
Okay,
yeah, I'd say personally, just jumping in because I'm sorry, but yeah, I liked it subjectively more. It wasn't a good film, but I personally enjoyed it.
You're talking about like guilty pleasure type.
That's more My Little Pony.
Yeah, I think.
Is a guilty pleasure the same as deriving enjoyment from a film that is objectively not that good? I have to think about that. It's not quite the same thing, the same ballpark, but I like splitting hairs. So no, that's not guilty. Guilty pleasure is more something that is shite on all levels, but somehow you enjoy it. Or like She-Hulk, that could be a guilty pleasure, couldn't it, Jens?
Really guilty.
Would you tell a friend to watch Gymkata? Would you actually tell a friend, hey, watch that movie Gymkata if you want to fucking watch a crazy ass movie?
A real answer is I advise people only to do one thing, which is always ignore my advice.
No. I'm serious.
No, I'd advise. No, I wouldn't. Bottom line, no. Life is precious. No, it's not It's not worth your time. I'd recommend watching the film last week.
It's a waste of time. Okay.
No, I liked it. Well, yeah, I'm just at the point where I'm trying to enjoy things more. I get told that I criticize things too much. So I'm just trying to enjoy everything. I enjoyed it, but I could rather. Well, frankly, I'm still burning from the fact I had to take a business meeting last week when it was apparently everyone get your tits out for 2 hours. Now I come back and there's this shit. I mean, is there going to be tits? I mean, I don't want to go on about it.
That means is
there going to be tits next week, Slasher? Is there going to be tits?
Well, I'm not going to do a movie next week. I'm taking a week off, but I guess
I'll have to get my own tits.
Will be Malibu? Yeah, sure. Why not? Malibu Express, the other titty movie from the guy who did Hard Ticket to Hawaii, right?
She's got a ticket to Hawaii. This is a letter from your bank manager.
You two, Darius and Jens, you two were telling me it was Malibu Express.
Yeah. No, the version I found on YouTube has been edited, so we can't
use
that one.
I could find the titty version. It's fine. But and Sentinel shows up as I'm wrapping up.
Oh, that's Midnight Express I was thinking of. Got a letter from your bank manager.
Thank you,
which is set in Turkey, so that's tying it in quite nicely.
But
anywho,
thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Darius, you're on the
yeah.
spot.
Yeah. Hey, well, I guess we won't see you next week, but we'll be back the week after that. And,
With titties.
Yeah, with titties in Malibu. As far as I know, it's gonna be a different kind of movie than the last one, and yeah. So yeah, we'll see you then.
Thank you, Captain.
Buy my book.
And what's your book?
Dillard did the pictures. I know, French maids, parallel universes, ultra violence, the usual. It's at least a 2-shagger.
All right. So the next movie, you're guaranteed titties. The movie.
I need to see some nipple, please.
The movie poster alone let me know that there was titties in the movie.
I need at least a black bra. Come on. Give a
And-
brother a break. Throw me a bone here, will you? A black bra. A bit of
And
pack.
Jens
Come
is
on.
definitely going to be here for the titty
The
movie. Right?
lingerie. How about some stockings and suspenders? You got anything with French maids? French maid slasher. Come on.
I
French
don't know.
maids.
I didn't see the movie.
You know, it's funny you asked, Captain, because I looked up the princess from the movie because she was in Playboy, and the cover of that issue discusses French maids.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yes.
Pictures or it never happened, Darius.
She's not dressed as a French maid.
I'm expecting a ding dong in my DM.
Yeah,
before
it's just
the
a
end of
coincidental.
Right. Let's all give
article.
Jens the floor here. Jens.
Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna have a stream on Saturday/Sunday on my channel, Jens Peder, and I've got a Twitter account. Yeah, 27A Pedersen.
Are you going to be here for the next city movie?
Yeah.
Titty movies.
Oh, that's all for Malibu Express.
All right. What was his name again? Darius? Andy Sedaris, right?
Yeah, Andy Sedaris. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have to look up more movies from this guy because this guy seems like he's guaranteed to have titties in movies.
Yeah, pretty much.
But thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. See you, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Have a lovely time.